people are always hiding how they feel, or they eventually stop being aware of how they feel about you, right? They become acclimated to you. Or as they get to know you in the beginning, when you're first dating them, they tend to hide their emotions as a strategy. But then as they get to know you and as they get to like you, something happens, is that they become complacent, right? It's kind of similar to life, where in the beginning, life is extremely vibrant. Life is amazing. Everything in life, life is new. But then as you get older, you get used to the same stimulus. Now you need new things to create more stimulation. But in the beginning, usually you were aware and experience things at a deeper level, right? Now, as you grow older, you have moments when life causes a situation that makes you pay deeper attention to life, that makes you appreciate life, that makes you appreciate the little things. And this is where I'm talking about today. It's not really about manipulating people, even though it kind of is, but it isn't at the same time. It's about helping you understand how to keep the people around you consistently aware of how valuable you are in their life. I mean, let's just be honest. And this comes down to the first point, the fear of loss. Let me tell you something, man. This doesn't even apply to just dating. You could have a family member who doesn't respect you, who continually disrespects you, and what you have to do is leave them. Completely cut off communication. Let them know that there are consequences for their behavior. Especially when you stop talking to them, and especially if you pulled away, right? That wakes up whatever emotions they had about you that was latent. Whatever emotions they had about you that fell asleep, your absence will wake them up, right? So people will always take you for granted when they feel like you'll never leave, right? And this happens with family members, right? And not just relationships, where the reason why family members a lot of the times treat each other like shit is because they know they're always going to be there. They know they have more shots to get forgiving, and that's the beauty of having a family. But that's a problem with having a family sometimes, because the people who take you for granted the most are the ones you love the most. Because you need death to appreciate things. You need death to appreciate your family. You need the end. Things need to end in order for you to truly appreciate things. And human nature is to fall under the illusion of permanence, object permanence. To think that people will always be there, that people will never leave you, that the world that you live in today will stay the same. But when you get that jolt of reality, that foretaste of death, that realization of the ultimate separation and disintegration, a lot of the times it jolts you, it wakes you up, and allows you to see how beautiful and amazing this person you're taking for granted. And what you'll notice in people when they wake up through your absence, it's just that they're more romantic. They're more emotional. They do things for you. Speaking to people in a rational way when they're in love with you they fucking hate that shit. They hate that shit. I mean, if you want to piss someone off when they're in love with you, talk to them in a rational way. Being in love is a certain level of denialism of reality, right? That's the romanticism of love, but it's also the irrationality of love. And a lot of people find extremely pleasurable. They find that irrationality extremely pleasurable. And I get it. Rationality reveals how they feel. So if you're talking to someone and you want to know how they feel, speak rational to them. You don't think how this is going to work out. What you will notice, people who like you will protest. What you will notice, people who like you will say something or get in the way or do something or try to argue the point and and even though it doesn't make sense, you just notice that they'll just try to convince you otherwise. But when they don't love you, they're just going to agree with you because they don't love you enough to be irrational. Why would you even decide to be with someone unless you're not thinking straight? That's what being in love is, people. But because love and all of those hormones pushes you towards it. You need hormones to make you do that shit, people. Okay? But rationality, right? So one of the ways is that you'll notice you're dating people and it's been a few months. Speak to them rationally. If you want to know how they feel, speak rationally. And look, it's been 3 months. It seems like we're not going nowhere. I appreciate it. You're a great person, but I just don't think we're on the same page. And I think it's best that we just end it. That is rational. Somebody who loves you they'll explode. They'll say, no, this makes no sense. I don't like you. Let's work it out. I know you have 10 kids and 3 baby mamas, but let's work it out. Somebody who doesn't like you will say, you know what? You're totally right. 10 kids is not my thing. I totally agree with you. Plus, you're doing this with your life. I'm doing this with my life. it doesn't work. It may not work out. But sometimes you might break up with them and they might say yes to that, but then a few weeks later they might change their minds, right? It's your absence. Your absence will always wake people up as to how they truly. Time is the next thing. You can leave someone and they might be happy, but see them a few days, weeks, or months later. But then over time, if you separate them from the cult members, over time will literally change the memories. But also sometimes time literally, just like everything erodes, the psychological defenses that you have made to protect yourself psychologically erodes over time. That layer decomposes and it reveals to them how they feel about you. And this is where no contact comes into place. This is why no contact is so powerful. Because no contact embraces that one thing, which is time. That feeling when you left started a biochemical process that created love. So the phase of no contact, a lot of the time, allows people to almost like marinate in those feelings. They don't think they fucked up, but then when you leave, time, as long as you don't contact them, time will do the dirty work for you. Time will show them the errors of their way. Because a lot of the times we sort of try to pressure people to see your point of view. Let them see how they really feel by letting them be along with those feelings. Next thing is competition. Competition will intensify whatever they feel about you, will intensify whatever emotions they feel about that situation. You gotta understand, desire is a social thing. When you want something, a lot of the times you want it because other people want it. Because a lot of the time, the next thing is being unpredictable. Honestly, this is honestly the best way to do it, because when you become unpredictable, you piss people off, right? How people react to the unpredictable is really a reflection of how they feel. This unpredictability will always keep people on their toes. It causes people to feel or intensify whatever positive feelings they have for you, or you give them a positive surprise. Or unpredictable behavior, unpredictable positive behavior, unpredictable negative behavior always brings out how you truly feel. And the last one is rationality. Speaking to people in a rational way when they're in love with you they fucking hate that shit. If you want to make somebody happy and they're not in love with you, talk to them in an irrational way. So if you're talking to someone and you want to know how they feel, speak rational to them. Don't think how this is going to work out. What you will notice, people who like you will protest. But when they don't love you, they're just going to agree with you because they don't love you enough to be irrational. For example, you could act like you are not afraid, right? And that you're a tough person, but let me give you a diagnosis you don't expect. A cancer diagnostic, right? Whatever, if you don't see it coming, it hits you harder. And whatever fear you have inside of you will come out like a thunderbolt. So this is why being unpredictable is so powerful, because the experience with the unpredictable is always more alive. It's always more interesting. It's always more emotional. If you're boring as fuck, it's because you're just too predictable. You're just too predictable. You gotta apply some unpredictability, some positive unpredictability, and some negative unpredictability, and it'll bring out how they feel about you, right? It's like when you're asking a woman to marry you and she doesn't see it coming. That reaction, because it's unpredictable, will reveal how she feels about you. Just how that is. You fire someone and they don't see it coming. If they really wanted to get fired, they'll be happy. If they didn't see it coming, they'll cry. Unpredictable actions always bring out to the surface how they feel. And the last one is rationality. Speaking to people in a rational way when they're in love with you they fucking hate that shit. They hate that shit. I mean, if you want to piss someone off when they're in love with you, talk to them in a rational way.
If you guys enjoyed this video, check out my new course, The Commitment Formula. You could pre-order it right now. It's going to be out by the end of January. It's a course that I created for women who are single and in situationships, okay? I will literally take you from everything that I've known, and I've coached thousands of clients, and I've taught them these strategies to get commitment from a guy, and above all, to allow them to not waste their time. Because most of the time, when it comes to getting commitment from a guy, it's really about finding the right guy. And you cannot find the right guy if you stay with the wrong guy, okay? So we focus on what we can control. We teach you guys the proper mentality to go in it, because a lot of the times when we really want something, we speed it up, and that really causes us to make mistakes. And not only that, I teach you guys the strategy of how to do it, why you keep attracting emotionally unavailable men, how to stop giving up too much too soon, emotionally and physically, how to avoid the chemistry trap, which causes you to stay with the most toxic guys, and that causes you at the same time to lose out on the good guys. How to emotionally regulate yourself when he pulls away, rebuilding trust and opening up again after rejection, and that is actually one of the main reasons why you keep repeating the cycle, because a lot of the times we lose trust when guys when guys waste your time, right? And above all, how to rewrite your love story. Why me doesn't help. Why can't I get commitment? Oh my God, I'm getting too old. Oh my God, I'm not attractive enough. All of those things get in the way of finding a guy that truly wants to commit. It's not as hard as it seems. The problem is the emotional barriers. And then when that happens, you can't apply what the strategies on these videos say. So that's why check out this course, man. I guarantee that if you watch it, you're going to be satisfied. And if you don't like it, you could get your money back. You could pre-order it right now on the description down below so that you could get it at a discounted rate. And I know for sure this is going to be my best course. And if you ever purchase my course, you know damn well I over deliver. Okay. So click on the description down below where it says pre-order it, and I'll see you guys inside. I am so excited.